From the Hyundai Studios here for STO Sidekicks, I'm Will Ewick, joined alongside my dear friend and colleague, Ashley Collins.
And you busted out the bow tie.
I did.
I
this
love
one
it.
comes from Dallas, Houston, from Waco, Texas.
I like it. It looks good.
Thank you.
Very matchy today. Look at this. Fashion
Gotta
icon.
support it.
Will Ewick over here. Guys, you went to our STO Facebook page and weighed in with your opinion on our 2 questions of the week. First one has to do with the Buckeyes. And, you know, they had the 2002 national champions there before the Buckeye and Michigan game. And were you guys surprised of the warm welcome to Jim Tressel?
You know what? I wasn't at all. And really, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, you see what happens in Penn State, you see what happens in Miami. These players really just bartered pins for tattoos. And when you look at it compared to everything else, it's really nothing. And I think the coach is going to protect his players just as teachers protect students. I think he did really nothing that wrong, so I was not surprised by his warm welcome.
I actually totally disagree, just because of the fact that because of Jim Tressel and everything that happened, now these players don't get to go to a national championship game. They go through an entire undefeated season. They looked great. Urban Meyer leads them there, and it's kind of like, okay, here, we're the 2002 national champions, come out right before, well, sorry, you guys get to go nowhere after this. You're banned from the bowl. You can do nothing more after this game. So I was surprised that people didn't have a little more hard feelings. And you guys agreed with Will. 95% says you were not surprised. 5% went with me. At least there was a little percentage there for me.
I want to remind you, we had a question on Sidekicks, would the Buckeyes go undefeated? And I said yes. And you said no, just to go back to that real
regardless.
quick. Moving on, the Browns knock off heated rival of the Pittsburgh Steelers this past weekend. Who was responsible? Defense, offense, special teams, Coach Shurmur?
Yeah, well, it has to be obvious. Obviously, 8 turnovers for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The defense wins the game. The offense couldn't really do anything with those turnovers. The score should have been astronomically different, in my opinion. They just couldn't do anything. And thank God for the defense, or we would have lost to the Steelers' third-string quarterback.
I'd love to disagree with you just for disagreement's sake, but there's no way to here.
Right.
8 turnovers from the defense. They held the Steelers to just 49 yards rushing, and really the offense was putrid. You look at the point total they put up with 8 turnovers.
Awful.
That needs to be fixed. Let's see what the fans had to say about that one. 97% said it's the defense. 3% said the offense. So 3% kind of feel like maybe the offense held the ball long enough to keep 38-year-old Charlie Batch off the field.
Probably because Colt McCoy came in. That was that 3%, the Colt McCoy fans, I believe there. On to our final word now. You know, Coach Shurmur, in one of his press conferences, kind of went from talking helmet-to-helmet hits, explaining, to talking about how he wanted to hit Tony Grossi.
You can't hit him with your head, or you can't hit him in the head. The head cannot be involved. Either player's head cannot be involved. Now, when you watch the tape, you guys can decide if there were heads involved. Yeah. Am I saying that clear? So in other words, if I was going to tackle you, Tony, and believe me, I wouldn't do that, all right? I never even thought of it, quite frankly. But if you were catching the football, right, if you were catching the football and I came to tackle you, I can't hit you with my head, and I can't hit you in the head.
Actually, I don't think this is the first time that a coach or player wanted to tackle a member of the media. I know I have been targeted several times. I'm just glad I have cat-like reflexes.
Oh, yeah, right. But
I'm
you know
very
what?
quick.
I think that Shurmur wanted to battle with Tony Grossi, as he says so many times in his press conference.
Maybe that would work for like a celebrity death match they did on MTV.
That would be good. A gladiator thing,
Pat
you know?
Shurmur, Tony Grossi?
I think
Maybe.
Tony Grossi might be up for it.
Okay, we'll
Never
have to check it out.
Guys, thanks for joining us here on STO Sidekicks. Make sure you go to our Facebook page every week and weigh in with your opinion on what's going on in the Cleveland world of sports.
For Ashley Collins, I'm Will Ewick. Peace out, Cub Scout.